Welcome to the Golf Fitness Bomb Squad. I'm your host, Chris Finn, and today I wanted to talk about, obviously we talk about the physical side of things and some of the technical implications of that and how to do that. Speed is an important piece of what we do. It's obviously a big part of what, all of you listening are interested in. I want to talk about speed today, but I want to do it in a little different way. I want to talk about the speed of accomplishing our goals in the game of golf, and in particular physically. I've had actually was on the radio the other day, and one of the hosts actually asked me. He said, "Hey, I want to," and he's I don't know how old he is, but definitely over his 50s or 60s, and age, father time is kicking in, and he said to me, he said, basically, I want to get better. I know I need to do stuff. I hate the gym. I'm really busy because I have a broadcasting career, right? And so, insert your job, right? Insert your family, insert your life, right? There's a lot of busyness to it. And he said, when, like, I don't have time now, but like, what should I do? And it was funny. I kind of paused, and it was like, first of all, I think there's a couple things that are false beliefs around this. And this is a common thing that a lot of people, a lot of you guys listening have, where, life is busy, and, same way. And how do I fit everything into it? And in particular, I want to swing the club faster, right? So I love the game of golf. I want to hit the ball further. Maybe you're losing distance. Maybe you're, trying to gain distance as you're aging up into new, maybe you're a junior trying to play college, maybe professional trying to play, on tour, and maybe you feel like a couple miles an hour club head speed is going to be beneficial to you. You're also on the other end of the spectrum. You're in your 70s, 60s, 70s, and you're losing speed, and you want to continue to play the game. And it's not fun, and you keep having to, hit 5 irons from where you used to hit 7 irons, right? And so it's a real problem that impacts every golfer. And so, when you hear this false belief of like, I don't have time, I'm too busy, right? It's a busy season for me. I always like to share the story, because I used to believe that for myself too. But too busy, I can't get to that or whatever, right? And so, if you want to get speed faster, the first thing you have to do is you have to start doing the right thing. And the number one thing standing in the way of most of us from getting faster on the golf course is the fact that we let our circumstances around, we're too busy, kind of get in the way of actually implementing something, right? And I'm not even, it doesn't even have to be a P4S golf program. Like, just do something, right? Something is better than nothing, or you can do nothing, and that'll guarantee you continue to get the same results, which are the results you don't like. So let's not take that road. Let's take a different road. And the false construct that I always try to share with people is like, look, I get it, you're busy, but I'm going to guess that you're going to probably get busy again at some point later in life. And, and everybody's like, yeah, of course. Yeah. I may have a little lull, but then I'm obviously going to get busy again. Like I'm working, just say that's life, man. And it's like, yeah, exactly. When you are trying to pick up club speed on the golf course, when you're trying to get rid of back pain on the golf course, when you're trying to play this game for a really long time, the number one goal is longevity, right? So you're going to assume, we're going to operate in the world where we assume that we are busy now, we're going to be busy again later. Well, then wouldn't it make a whole lot of sense to start something when you are busy? In particular, when you have a coach or somebody with you who can keep you accountable and who can teach you how to be successful when you're busy, especially if you know that you're going to be busy again later in life. Maybe it could be 2 months from now, you're going to get busy again. Like, if you wait until you're not busy, first of all, that's a false belief, because you're never not busy. So if you say, I'm just going to wait till I'm not busy, you're never actually going to do it. But that's a different conversation. You're busy now. If you can have the most support possible now to help you when you're busy, to teach you to acquire the skill of learning how to be successful with the golf fitness program while you're busy, wouldn't it make sense that then when you weren't busy, A, it would be really, really easy. But then B, whenever you got busy again, now you already have the skill of how to be successful when you're busy. So in actuality, probably being busy is probably one of the best times to get started on something, when you have support and coaching. And literally, we see this all the time with Par for Success at P4S Golf here, is guys will start when they're busy. And they're like, I don't have time. I don't have time. So you're like, all right, we know from the research, all you need is 90 minutes in a week. It's like 15 minutes a day. And we can help you get more mobile, right? So you can see mobility improvements. You can see improvements in your pain. You can see speed improvements. And ultimately, those guys carve that 15 minutes out. They start to see those improvements. And they're like, you know what? I think I can find another 15 minutes. Let's do 30 minutes a day. So now they go to, from an hour and a half to 3 hours a week, right? So now they're doing maybe 30 minutes, 6 days a week, right? So now they do a 30-minute workout, and magically all of a sudden the results compound and they get faster because they've literally doubled their output or their input into the workout. So then the output of the results of speed gains and all that, now that doubles because now you're doing more work, right? And magically they find double the time. And they're still the same level of busy, right? And so it's I think one of the biggest reasons why people listening right now are not swinging the club faster in a safe manner is because you think you're too busy to do it. And in reality, when you are busy, is the best time to start, not on your own, generally speaking, because if you don't have the skill of how to be successful when you're busy and you just do it on your own, that's a lot of times, unfortunately, that's where a lot of people fall off, right? They'll buy a cheap, DIY program, or they'll go to YouTube or the latest Golf Digest and they just try to follow along. And unfortunately, that doesn't really work out. But if you have a coach with you, you have somebody who can help you along and keep you accountable and teach you and help you acquire that skill of how to be successful when you're busy. And then all of a sudden, now you've got that skill for life, guys. And now you can continue to gain speed. You can continue to fight father time, right? You can continue to fight that back. Your quality of life goes up. And then it becomes a virtuous cycle of compounding good things, because you're like, hey, I feel really good when I do 15 minutes a day. What if I do 20 minutes a day? Oh, I feel even better. What if I do 25, right? And all of a sudden, you don't get more time, but you're more efficient with your time. You stop doing things that are taking you away from your goals, and you substitute it with things that are going towards the goals. One of my favorite sayings, just construct wise, is like, Bill Gates, Jeff Bezos, they have the same amount of time as we do, but they're just way more efficient with their time, right? To accomplish everything that they have accomplished, right? Like, we have plenty of time. We just unfortunately use a lot of that time doing stuff that is taking us away from our goals. So that the goal today is really hopefully to help break this false belief for any of you out there who are thinking, hey man, I really wish I could swing faster. I really wish my back didn't hurt after I played. I really wish I had more turn in my golf swing. I really wish I was more consistently. I'm just too busy now. I'll do it later. But so take that. I want to, hopefully this episode takes one person listening from wish to, I am going to swing faster. And I am going to commit myself to learning how to be successful when I'm busy. Right. And we've done, the whole reason we do the research is I know everybody's busy. Right. We know nobody wants to work out. We know golfers are not gym rats, generally speaking. So we are literally, our sole mission is to find what is the least amount of effort we can ask people to put in to get the results that they want. And literally, if you got 15 minutes in a day, if you can have that in a targeted way by being customized to you, then you cut away 90% of the other crap that's just taking up time and not pushing you forward towards your goals. Now you actually end up saving time. Particularly if you already are working out, guarantee you save time. You're actually going to work out less if you already go to the gym a couple times a week, because we're going to cut out all the stuff that you don't want, right? And I think that's, unfortunately, people let that false belief or this kind of delusion of like, I'm busy, so I can't do it, instead of saying, hey, I'm busy. Now would actually be a great time to learn how to do it. Because I'm going to be busy the rest of my life. So might as well learn how to do it now. So hopefully I've seen that. The reason I wanted to talk about today, I've seen it really be impactful for like 5 people in the last 2 weeks that they had gotten, they were like, I'm too busy, I actually can't, right? And I have this exact same conversation with them. They're like, you know what, you're right, I'm gonna try it. And they get in, and then like literally 2 weeks within the last 2 weeks, that they've been 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 4 weeks in. They've been at different points when they've kind of reached out, and they're like, dude, you're totally right. Like, I totally had the time, and now I know how to, I feel more confident. I know how to do it, and I feel better, and that virtuous cycle is just starting, and it's so fun. I just smile, and I'm like, man, that's awesome for you. Like, good for you. Like, I'm so happy for you. So we don't usually talk about mindset a lot on the podcast, but it so relates to people kind of taking that first step and accomplishing what everyone here wants to accomplish. And we can do all the research in the world, and I can have the best programs in the world, but if you're not going to do them, it doesn't matter, right? Like, if someone gives you great advice and says, hey, put all your money in this investment, and you go and you just don't do it, right? And then that investment takes off. Well, then you didn't make any money. Like, that's because you just didn't take action. Like, if you don't take the action, you're going to continue to get the same result that you're getting. So if you don't like the trajectory that you're on, if you're losing distance, if you're more and more sore after the game of golf, and either you're just doing, like, stop doing what you're currently doing and change something, right? Let's see progress. Let's measure progress. And that's the way that you guys are gonna, get to where you want to get to, and that's how you're gonna gain speed in your golf swing safely, is by number one, first taking that first step and make that commitment to yourself that, hey, I'm gonna figure this out. I'm gonna learn the skill of how to be successful when I'm busy, how to work this into my life, because my future me 10 years from now wants to look back and say, man, that was a great 10 years, right? You don't want the future you to look back and say, man, that sucked. I wish I had done something 10 years ago so that I didn't feel so bad now. So hopefully that helps you guys, just whatever it is. It may not even be golf. Like it just it may be something in life. But for me and for a lot of people that, that we work with, it's a common thing that we have to kind of help them overcome, is in order to kind of break that false belief, to get out of their own way and get to where they say they want to go. So if you're saying you want to go there, just think about that. Hey, I'm busy now. If I learned how to be successful when I'm busy, like right now, what would change in my life? Like, wow, like and then I could gain distance. I could be like less painful. I could rotate more. What would that mean to me? How would that change my life? And like when I get busy the next time, all of a sudden now I have an outlet for the stress. Like I'm not going to fall off the train because I already know how to be successful. Um, so, so anyway, hopefully you guys found that helpful. It was just kind of resonating with me this week, as I got some of those people kind of reaching out and just thanking me for kind of helping them get over the hump, and then just kind of realizing. And it's funny because then they look back and they're like, man, why did I think that way? But it's like, it's not their fault. Like, if you think you're thinking that way right now, you're not alone. Like it's human nature, and sometimes you just need something to kind of shake it up a little bit and get you on the right path to where you truly want to go, and where I know you can go. So thanks as always for hanging out with me here on the Golf Fitness Bomb Squad, and hopefully you are able to take the first step in making your dreams come true, hitting the ball further, playing better, and playing this game for a really, really long time. The first step, to start doing something, change something. Don't keep doing the same thing. So thanks as always. We'll catch you on the next episode.